North Korean families are paying more than 100 times the average monthly salary for fake tuberculosis diagnoses to keep their young men from being sent to the Russian front, according to a new report by Newsweek. The US and South Korea estimate that the Kim Jong-un regime has sent up to 12,000 troops to Russia, where they have joined the fighting in Kursk to help push back the Ukrainian counteroffensive that caught Russian forces off guard at the border in August. Neither Moscow nor Pyongyang have publicly acknowledged the North Korean boots on the ground. Despite being impoverished and resource-strapped due to failed state policies and international sanctions, North Korea maintains a standing army of 1.3 million, ranking fourth largest in the world. An additional 7.6 million reservists, roughly 30% of the population, bolster its military strength. To sustain these troop levels, men must serve 10 years, while women are required to serve 5. The price of bribing hospital officials to issue fake tuberculosis certificates has surged fivefold from $100 last year, as more families attempt to keep their young men from being sent to Russia, according to Radio Free Asia's North Korean sources. This is a staggering sum given that the average monthly salary for a government worker in North Korea is between 5,000 and 10,000 won, $1 to $3, though many families supplement their income through the country's extensive black market economy. There is an underlying fear that if their sons join the military and are sent to Russia, the parents will never see them again alive. One woman in Ryanggang province told the outlet, speaking on condition of anonymity for her safety. North Koreans have been caught off guard by the deployment of troops to their Russian ally, according to one captured North Korean soldier who told Ukrainian officials he hadn't been informed beforehand that he was heading for Russia and said he didn't even know who he was fighting against. Back home, it is claimed that the regime has been quietly issuing death certificates to bereaved families, stating that their loved ones died during sacred combat training in honor of the motherland, without disclosing the actual circumstances of their deaths. In the weeks since their troops entered combat, confused North Koreans have begun questioning why they are fighting Ukraine instead of the US, the country they have been indoctrinated since childhood to see as their primary enemy. Who is our enemy? Why do we have a new enemy? One Ryanggang resident told Radio Free Asia in a separate article. This confrontational view toward the Americans, which the authorities have attempted to instill in the people, is wavering. Earlier this month, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky said there had been 3,800 North Korean casualties in Kursk so far. North Korea has one of the highest rates of tuberculosis, with 513 cases per 100,000 people, according to 2023 estimates by the World Health Organization. Alina Hrytsenko, analyst, Ukraine's National Institute for Strategic Studies, wrote for the Atlantic Council think tank. At this point, North Korea's participation in the Russian invasion of Ukraine looks to be less about supporting Putin's imperial ambitions and more about upgrading Kim Jong-un's war machine. In the short term, the presence of North Korean soldiers is allowing Russia to overcome mounting manpower shortages. But with Russia believed to be losing tens of thousands of troops each month, there is little chance that Pyongyang will be able to fully satisfy Moscow's insatiable demand for additional manpower. Last week, South Korea's Joint Chiefs of Staff said it believes North Korea is preparing to send additional manpower to Russia. The Washington, D.C.-based Institute for the Study of War predicts this could happen as early as mid-March, with the next wave of troops and resulting casualties potentially much higher, estimating Pyongyang could lose 45,000 soldiers per month. U.S. President Donald Trump, who has said the war would not have occurred on his watch, last weekend threatened further sanctions if Russian counterpart Vladimir Putin did not make a deal to bring the 3-year conflict to a close. A Russian government spokesperson said Putin was waiting for signals from Washington. A Chile's battalion, working in the Kharkiv region, destroyed a Russian shelter along with the Russians inside. Also, as a result of FPV drone strikes, a BTR and a golf cart were destroyed, while a truck and a Bukanka were damaged. The Achilles Battalion is an unmanned strike aviation systems unit within Ukraine's 92nd Assault Brigade, commanded by Yuri Fedorenko. Specializing in drone warfare, the battalion has been instrumental in countering Russian offensives in the Kharkiv region, particularly around Kupiansk. In December 2024, the Achilles Battalion, in collaboration with the 1st Presidential Brigade Burevi and the 77th Airmobile Brigade, repelled a Russian mechanized assault near the Oskil River, destroying 21 pieces of Russian military equipment, including tanks and infantry fighting vehicles. The battalion employs first-person view drones to target Russian forces. Due to the effect of Ukrainian drones' suppression of Russian logistics, Russian soldiers are having to walk up to 35 kilometers, 21.7 miles per day to form up for attacks, evacuate the wounded, reach frontline positions, or go to the rear. The Russian war blogger Vault Number 8 writes, "At this moment, when the enemy has a huge numerical superiority with drones in the lower skies, the front line walks long distances every day. Evacuation teams can walk 20 kilometers, 12.4 miles every day on the days of our attacks. Supplies carriers also, about 20 to 25 kilometers, 12.4 to 15.5 miles, with a heavy load every day. Submitting reports for leave from the front, up to 30 to 35 kilometers, 18.6 miles to 21.7 miles. And all this on foot, in armor, which was not the case during the Second World War. And the daily march standards are the same, 20 to 30 kilometers, 12.4 to 18.6 miles per day, with rest breaks and active periods of task fulfillment." This is comedy gold. The wife of a Russian occupier fears she won't receive compensation if her husband dies in the so-called special military operation, given that she already received a payment for her first husband in 2022. Anonymous, please. My husband is going to sign a contract with the Ministry of Defense. Can you tell me if I will receive payments in case of his death, if I already received them for my first husband in 22? First footage of Ukrainian Su-27 from the 39th Tactical Aviation Brigade using US 1,000-pound, approximately 460-kilogram Mark 83 bombs with JDAM ER kit. Previously, only 500-pound, approximately 230 kilograms Mark 82 bombs were supplied to Ukraine.
Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe. Also, if you want to support Warthog Defense, please become our member and get early access to new videos, exclusive members-only videos, and become administrator in comment section. The membership link is in the description.
Rescues every day. We had a guy last week at 6 rescues in 6 days. You know, he's doing the job every day.